So let's do some practice problems for composite functions, section 3.4. We're given three functions, f, g, and h, and we want to find each of the composite functions. So f composed with h of x, we can write that as f of the inside function is h of x. So we are going to put into f, the function f, we're going to, wherever there's an x, we're going to plug in h. And so we're going to plug in negative 2x plus 1. So we have a negative x squared. So there's a negative and then x squared. So I'm just going to put a parenthesis there where that x would be. And then it's plus x. So I'm going to put in another parenthesis. Now, what we put in there is what h is, and h is 2x plus 1. Now, that is the composite part. We have plugged in what h is into x in that function f. Now we need to simplify this. So notice that we have got a quantity squared. So that means that is, all right, this negative's out in front, but then it's negative 2x plus 1 times itself. So that will need to be FOILed. And then I'm realizing I left off a negative here. And then we have plus that quantity. Well, that's in parentheses, but we can just take the parentheses off. So we get minus 2x plus 1. Now we got to do the FOIL. We got to spend a little bit of time here. So if we FOIL that out, I'm going to leave the negative out in front, and so I'll put parentheses around it. Negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4x squared. And then we'll have negative 2 times 1 and 1 times negative 2. So that'll end up being minus 4x. So that's negative 2x times 1 and 1 times negative 2x. And then finally 1 plus 1 times 1, so that's a plus 1. And we have a minus 2x plus 1. The negative out in front is going to apply to all three of those terms inside. So we'll rewrite this. Negative 4x squared, it becomes a plus 4x. And then a minus 1. And then we have the minus 2x plus 1. Now, last step, we can combine terms. We just have this x squared term. Combining the x terms, plus 4x and minus 2x, we get plus 2x. And negative 1 plus 1, minus 1 plus 1 is just 0. So this is the new function, f composed with h of x. Now we're going to go the other direction. So instead of having f be the outside function and h be the inside function, we're going to have h be the outside function. And we will plug in f of x to the function h. This one actually is going to be simpler going this direction. So we're going to plug into x in that function h. We are going to plug in what f of x is. And f of x is negative x squared plus x. So if we write down h, we've got negative 2 times x. So I'm going to just put those parentheses there, and then plus 1. And so what we plug in there is negative x squared plus x, because that's f of x. And next, we want to distribute that negative 2. So we're going to distribute that negative 2. That gives us positive 2x squared minus 2x plus 1. And that is this new function, h composed with f of x. For these next three, we're not coming up with a new function, we're actually evaluating. So our result is going to be a number. We're going to kind of approach it the same way. We don't actually have to come up with the function. All right, we are going to take f of, and then inside of f, we're plugging in h, and then we're going to plug in a 2 to that function h. So the first thing to do is to evaluate h of 2. So we'll take that function h and we're just going to plug in 2 to x. So we get negative 2 times 2, which is negative 4, plus 1. That gives us a negative 3. Okay, so h of 2 is equal to negative 3. So for f of h of 2, what we want is f of, and now we put that negative 3. Because h of 2 is equal to negative 3, we're going to take f of negative 3. So we plug in a negative 3 to this function f. So wherever there's an x, we put in a negative 3. Now, we've got to be careful of our negatives here. We square the negative 3 and get a positive 9, and then there's a negative out in front, so it's a negative 9, and then plus a minus 3. Plus a negative 3 is minus 3. Negative 9 minus 3 is negative 12. Okay, let's look at this one. So g composed with h of negative 3. We're going to take g is the outside function, and then inside we want h of negative 3. So let's focus on that h of negative 3. Replace x with negative 3, so that's a negative 2 times negative 3 plus 1. So negative 2 times negative 3, we get a positive 6 plus 1, that's 7. So h of negative 3 is equal to 7. So now we're going to evaluate g at 7. We're going to plug in a 7 to that function g. So we have 2 over x plus 1. So we're going to plug that 7 in for x. So 2 over 7 plus 1. Get 2 over 8, 2/8, which will reduce to 1/4. So we've evaluated this composite function at a value, and our result is also a value. It's a number. Okay, here's another one. H of f of 2. So this is h of the inside function, f, evaluated at 2. So now we're going to pull out that f of 2, work that out. So we have a negative 2 squared plus 2. So that's a negative 4 plus 2. It's a negative 2. So we evaluated f of 2, and it's equal to negative 2. So we take that negative 2 and plug that into h. So we're going to have negative 2 times negative 2 plus 1. So negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4. Plus 1, we get 5. Now we're going to evaluate composite functions where we have tables of values instead of an equation to represent the function. So first one is f composed with g of 1. We want to rewrite that. It's f on the outside, and what we're plugging in to f is g evaluated at 1. So we go to the, we look at the inside function first. So let's go to the table with g. Here is where x is 1, and when x is 1, g is 6. So we're going to replace that g of 1. We're going to replace that with 6. So this becomes f of 6. Now we go to the table that defines f, and we go over to where x is 6, and the f value, the f function value, is a 2. So our result here is 2. Next one, we still have f as the outside function, g is the inside function, but this time it's evaluated at 2. So we start with the table with g, and go over to where x is 2. And that gives us negative 2 for g of 2. Now we go to the table with f, and we want to find a value of x that is negative 2. Well, there isn't one. We have 4 values possible for x, and none of them are negative 2. So since there is no value of negative 2 listed, this does not exist. This function value does not exist. So we use D and E to say we cannot come up with where the function f is evaluated at negative 2. It doesn't exist. All right, here we have g as the outside function. So this is going to be g of f of negative 1. So this time we're going to start at the table for function f. We go to where f is negative 1, or x is negative 1, that gives us a negative 2. So we're going to have g of negative 2. Now we go to the table with function g. Here's where x is negative 2. That gives us a function value of 0. Now we have 2 new functions, f and g. We have different values of x, different function values. Let's look at number 4. Our outside function is f. The inside, what we're going to put on the inside is g of 3. So we look over at that function g table. We want to find a 3 in our x row, but there is none. So the g of 3, this does not exist. So since that does not exist, we cannot plug anything into f, and so f of g of 3 does not exist. Now this next one has the same inside as outside function. So we're going to evaluate g of 2 and plug that back into g. So let's go to the g table. Here's x equal to 2. Function value is negative 2. So this is going to become g of negative 2. And now we go to the table. Here is negative 2, and that gives us a function value of 0. Okay, now we have f of 0. So again, we're going to have just one function that we're using. First, we'll evaluate it at 0. So we go to the f table. Here's 0 for x. It returns a 3. So this is going to be f of 3. We go back to that table, go to where x is 3, and that gives us a function value of 4. So this results in 4.